It is time to finally build that God Squad. Stay frosty and head to buymaddencoins.com for the cheapest, fastest, and most reliable MUT coins on the market. I'll even help you shave off a few bucks. Use code DIRECTOR at checkout for 20% off. Yoda brothers, what's up? It's the Director. Madden Ultimate Team fans, we got a good one for you guys today. One revolving around the golden ticket players. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably like, Director, we've talked about golden ticket like a million times by now. Well, guys, there's a pretty big, important decision coming up next week, and that's going to be your free NAT golden ticket. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the challenges menu, look up the fan appreciation solos. You can still do them even now, and next week we should have enough stars to get a free NAT golden ticket. Reason that's important is because these golden tickets are ludicrously overpriced. Almost nobody, your average Madden fan cannot afford a Lamar Jackson if they wanted to pick one up. Too expensive. So through those solos, we're going to be getting a free one. It will be NAT though, and you only get a choice of one. And there's no do-overs. And, let's say you go in there and you select, let's say, I don't know, like a Reggie White or something. And you're like, a day later, you're like, man, I really wish I would have selected, somebody like a Julio Jones. Can't do it, man. You have to be very, very certain of who you're taking before opening that pack. All right, guys? So that's what this video is kind of about. I kind of felt, out there to see, what people were wanting to select with their NAT golden ticket. And a lot of people came back and told me, hey, Director, I'm taking a quarterback. And the reason you're taking a quarterback is because of the abilities. Abilities rule Madden Ultimate Team head-to-head this year, guys. You see, you can get your Field General, Improviser ×2, and Strong Arm on RG3. That's awesome. That allows you to get abilities like Gunslinger and Escape Artist and Hot Route Master all in one quarterback. And having all those abilities on one guy, I promise you, will help you out in head-to-head. So that's why the quarterbacks are so highly coveted from the golden tickets. No other quarterbacks in the game can get that combination of abilities. That's why they're so expensive. So this video is going to be revolving around which quarterbacks that I like the most from the golden tickets. Going to kind of rank them a little bit, help you guys feel a little bit better about your decision of who you decide to take if you are going quarterback. All right, so before we get into this video, hit us up with a like and sub if you do enjoy this content. The small amount of time you guys take to hit the like, sub, bell notification helps out a lot. I'm honestly kind of excited. We're almost at 16,000 subs. We're growing really fast, guys. I got you guys to thank. Thank you guys so much. Let's get into this video. All right, so using this chart too, Zan put out a video a couple of days ago, kind of going over the QB releases. Okay, you go into like edit a player, it'll show you like the different quarterback throwing styles. So I have an idea of how fast the release are of every single one of these quarterbacks. So huge shout out to Zan. I think the Marksman put this particular chart out. Fantastic. So I'm using that a bit as a reference to the throwing animations and the releases of all these quarterbacks as we get going. So that being said, let's get into these quarterbacks. I have them ranked 6 to 1, but at the same time, it's more of a guideline. It doesn't mean anyone is worse than others. Like, these are the best quarterbacks in the game. Choose who you feel fits your scheme the best. So at number 6, obviously, we're going to go with Mohamed Sanu. Sanu being the cheapest one. I think the cheapest one, for 1.45 million coins. This is a good quarterback. I actually used this quarterback. I picked him up last weekend, had a bit of fun with him, sold him back because 1.4 million coins is too much to pay for even any card. But Mohamed Sanu was pretty fun. I have on the pros here, his speed is very decent. He's not too short. His release, like we saw on this chart here, is generic too. I went into the roster and I looked up his wide receiver on the Patriots, and lo and behold, it said generic 2 on there. And via the chart released by Zan and the Marksman, that's the second fastest release in the game. So take that for what you will. It didn't feel too much faster to me, but I did notice it was faster than other quarterbacks that I've used. There is a trap stat on this card too, though. Don't get fooled by the high carrying on him. There's something, I feel like it's mainly individually. He's got the high carrying right there, 99 carry. All right. I don't feel like that translated into the game very well. You still get breathed on. The ball's going to fly out of your arms and into the defender and, return for 99 yards and a score, okay? That's going to happen no matter what, even with guys with high carrying at quarterback. But other than that, man, I really liked him. He's good. He's not great. He doesn't have what we call the MUT force factor. It's kind of like what helps a play. They just have that it factor, you know what I mean? There's something in the code that makes them play better than what they are. He doesn't have that, in my opinion. He still fumbles, and his, I don't know. It's just, take it for what you will. Mohamed Sanu's not a bad card, but he wouldn't be my first choice, if that makes sense. But if you want to pick him, go ahead, man. He'll operate pretty well for you. Definitely not a bad card at all. Next up is Cam Newton. I will say this is the number 5 spot, I guess. Cam Newton has a release of generic 1. Again, I went and looked in the roster. It says generic 1. And generic 1, via the chart, is like the 4th highest. So it's definitely not slow, definitely not fast. You put Gunslinger on him, however, like you'll never notice that, you know, it's any slower than any other quarterback. I'm going to say that right now. Gunslinger helps almost everybody with a faster release. Unless you're Aaron Rodgers. You have Aaron Rodgers with Gunslinger, you're going to get that puppy out every single time. But Cam Newton, the pros I have on him, I like his release. I've played with a Cam Newton, not the golden ticket, but his other item, the 99 overall. I liked him, man. The big things I love about Cam Newton is that he just runs different. Remember what I just said about the Mutt Force factor? Cam Newton has it when it comes to running. I don't know if it's his size. I don't know if it's because of his, you know, trucking stats and stuff like that. I mean, take a look at his carrying stats here. His carrying is only 81, but you look at his, like, what is it going to be? Like, trucking, 92, elusiveness, 91, ball carrier vision, 99, stiff arm, 92, spin move, 80. Like, I don't know. There's something in the code about Cam Newton that just makes him run different. You can truck with him. You can stiff arm. You know, he doesn't fumble as much as other quarterbacks that I have noticed. He still will fumble, but not as much as other quarterbacks where they get breathed on and they drop the ball. Cam Newton is different into that, in my opinion. The only thing about this Cam Newton is that he's not much different than the 99 that we have in game right now. Some may say he's even maybe a little bit worse because you can't power up this Cam Newton. The Cam Newton that we have in game right now, he's a 99 stock. You power him up, you can technically call him a 100 overall. Boom. But this Cam Newton is stuck at 99. Still, he has got the additional abilities, field general ×2, improviser, scrambler. So he's definitely a better quarterback. Probably just too expensive for what he's bringing, though. But the last thing I will say about Cam Newton, though, other than, you know, the cons of him, he's a little bit slower. You know, his abilities, some people don't like the field general ×2. But the thing I do like about Cam, I think every year, is that, in my opinion, he's the funnest quarterback that I use all year. He's huge. You know, you could take off with him and still truck and stuff like that. He's the funnest quarterback, in my opinion. But he'll take the number 5 spot for me. Next up at number 4 is Josh Allen. Again, this is another quarterback that I have personally used. I'll be honest, he's probably one of my favorite quarterbacks I've used all year. Again, Mutt Force factor, if you want to say, there's something in the code with Josh Allen. You know, he's not the fastest guy in the world, but you look at his passing stats, man. 99 throw power, 98 short, 99 mid, 96 deep. That's fantastic. He's tall, 6'5", you know, wasn't getting batted down as much as other quarterbacks that I was using. And his carrying stats are actually not too bad as well. What's his actual carry? 85. You know, the throw power is amazing. The elusiveness is good. The ball carrier vision is insane. I don't know, man. It's just something like I really enjoyed Josh Allen, but keep in mind, you know, the kind of player that I am. I'm a run first kind of guy, or I'm sorry, a pass first kind of guy. It's really important to me to be accurate, you know, to have that option for a hot route master, being able to create plays of my own. I'll be honest, dudes, I really like that Josh Allen. As far as his release is concerned, he has generic release 1, which again is number 4 on this list as the fastest one. So it's definitely like top tier. It's really nice. But if you're looking for the best release so far, Mohamed Sanu takes that at number 2. So the pros and cons, I had Josh Allen. His release is really good. His size is really good. He's a passer first kind of guy. So I would suggest if you're one of those guys that like to pass first like I do, he's probably a really good choice. He's definitely pretty fast, faster than Cam Newton. He's got good size. The cons I have him are he's a little bit slower and he's not quite as expensive. So if you wanted to straight up buy Josh Allen, you'll probably be able to buy him and then save coins by picking up a more expensive other golden ticket later, but that's just kind of up to the individual. Next up in the number 3 spot is RG3. Honestly, this one shocked me a little bit. I was actually thinking about putting Josh Allen at the number 3 spot because I enjoyed using him so much, but the more I looked into RG3, the more I was impressed by him. Now again, I looked up his throwing style. He is generic too, which means he fits the number 2 fastest release style in the game via that chart by Zan and the Marksman. Okay, so he fits like some of the best throwing animations in the game as far as we know. I have not used RG3. I do not know if that is true. You guys in the comment section below, you help me out. You confirm that. You tell me if it's true or not. As far as his stats go, his speed is top tier. You can get it up to 99 very easily. The throw power is great. The accuracy medium worries me a little bit, but medium, you know, the threshold in my opinion is like 85 or 88. So anything above that, you should be fine. But I don't know, man. This RG3 is growing on me a little bit. I feel like he'll be a good passer and a good runner, and he's got the good abilities and everything like that. So, I mean, you guys let me know what you think of RG3. I think I like him quite a bit. The con is I haven't used him. I don't know what he feels like. I don't know if he has the Mutt Force factor. but from word of mouth, what people have been telling me, he is very, very, very good, and that's why I had to put him at the number 3 spot instead of the number 4 spot like I initially thought. So you guys in the comment section, if you've used RG3, let me know how he plays. Just me personally, looking at the stats and looking at his release, I've all of a sudden become kind of a believer. So I feel like RG3 is still a candidate for myself as well. At the number 2 spot is Michael Vick. Again, another quarterback that I have used. I think everybody's used Michael Vick. He is super, super, super glitchy. And there's a reason why he's so expensive year in and year out. The con that I have on him right now is that there is a golden Michael Vick out there that's 99 overall. Just see the exact same situation we saw with Cam Newton just a second ago. He already has an existing 99. It's the same thing for this Michael Vick, except this Michael Vick is like, 10 times more expensive. The biggest thing though about Michael Vick is being able to have that Vick like glitchiness that we've all come to love over the years in Madden Ultimate Team, but also being able to have Hot Route Master and the other abilities that come with him. Again, abilities rule Madden Ultimate Team in head-to-head. So being able to have that with Michael Vick is pretty important in my opinion, and I would think anybody who wants like the best quarterback in the golden tickets, if you were to select Michael Vick, I would not blame you at all. He's got top tier speed, the throw power, the accuracies, slightly ahead of RG3 in my opinion. I haven't been able to track down what kind of throwing animation he has though. Obviously he's not on the active rosters, so I can't go and look on the rosters in game to see what kind of throwing animation he has. But as someone who has used Michael Vick, I can tell you his animation is definitely not slow. You can still put Gunslinger on him. It'll be even faster. You could probably get him up to like the really top tiers of animations and releases. But again, we've all used Michael Vick. We know how he operates. We know he's really, really good. With those additional abilities, he could become super, super glitchy. So we'll take the number 2 spot for me. We all know Michael Vick. He's very, very, very meta. If you want to win games, Michael Vick is usually going to be the pick. And finally, at the number 1 spot, which I'm sure doesn't surprise anybody, is going to be Lamar Jackson. 97 speed, 97 throw power, great accuracies. 99 throw under pressure is really important to me too, guys. Did Michael Vick have that? I gotta go check that. What's his throw under pressure like? 93. Yep, this is why Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, is probably the number 1 overall. I think under pressure is an underrated stat that people aren't really looking at this year, just because he's got that ability to not miss throws because of QB pressures coming after him. He still will miss some, but just definitely not as much as other quarterbacks. I do know his throwing style. It is Slinger 2, okay? Slinger 2 is his style, is just below the other quarterbacks. It's kind of a significant drop if you take a look at it. The no extremes or whatever on the far right side where they kind of put the average up. 1.140 is a bit lower than the generic, which is 1.073. So yes, everybody's saying, oh my God, he's so good, but his release sucks. It's kind of confirmed, at least from that chart. His release is definitely not as good as other quarterbacks, but it's definitely not bad. It's definitely not the worst. We've all used worst quarterback animations, and you can put Gunslinger on him, though. The other big thing I really like about Lamar Jackson is his agility. I think this one can get human joystick. I can't confirm, though. Let me know in the comment section below. But his agility on this car's stock is 99, so you do get that kind of glitchy, kind of like, user stick kind of movements. He's very, very nice. And ultimately, you look at Lamar Jackson, he is the meta. Since he got his first golden ticket a couple years ago, he's been the best quarterback in the game. And that's I personally have used Lamar Jackson several times. Not the golden ticket this year, but I have used his golden ticket in previous years. He's amazing. He won me games on his back, just individually. Very, very, very nasty card. But again, just kind of comes down to your preference. So I would say if you're just like wanting to make a simple decision, like I want the best golden ticket quarterback, you got to consider Lamar Jackson. He kind of has it all. But at the same time, if you have very specific parameters that you're trying to meet, whether it be like the animation in the throwing or the ability to throw downfield, with better throwing accuracies and stuff like that. Really all kind of depends. But that's my opinion on all the golden ticket quarterbacks. Good luck to everybody out there. We still have a week to think about it. So in the comment section below, let me know if you're taking a quarterback. Let me know who it's going to be in the comment section below, and let me know why. I want to get a broader view of why these particular quarterbacks are better than others, or the things that kind of set them apart. All right, guys? Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been The Director. We'll see you next time, and as always, stay frosty and get looking forward to your golden tickets next week.